Hi, I'm Mackenzie with eBike USA. Today we're going to be assembling the Motivator Plus. Let's hop into unpackaging it. I'm going to go ahead and show you how to open this box, that way it's a little bit easier to unpackage it. So as you can tell, we package our bikes nice and neat here. All right, we're gonna move into the assembly right now, and we're gonna go ahead and start off with a handlebar. So what you wanna do is you wanna switch the headset around to the other side here. Spin it till it's about even. Wanna have your tools on hand and ready. So you wanna go ahead and tighten the headset up here. Tighten both sides of the headset up pretty evenly, pretty snug. Then you wanna move on to the front part of the bracket. Always makes it a little bit easier if you keep the extra bolts in your hand. You always want to make sure you keep one of the bolts inside of the bracket so that you can just slide it on there. Grab your bars, hold them too, and then start off putting the first bolt in. Makes it a little bit easier if you get one of the bolts started here to hold it for you. And you'll grab the next one. Always do a cross pattern so that it's evenly tightened. See how it went on there pretty snug. Take your bars back just a little bit. Always make sure these are evenly tightened, but they're very snug because you don't want your bars to slip on you. All right, we're gonna move on to the fender next. You'll need a 10mm and a 5mm Allen. I always like to start off with putting the centerpiece on first, so that way it holds itself. It comes with a bolt and nut, safety nut. So we're gonna put this middle part here up under the fender. So this holds your headlight and the fender together. So your fender also holds on the headlight. So just stick the bolt in through the headlight first. Through the fender. A little bit of a shuffle here, but once you get it started, it's not too bad. And once you get that pretty snug on the front, put your little safety nut on the back. Want to tighten it down pretty tight. Some of these impact here. Make sure your headlight's straight. We're going to move on to the side supports here and here. Alright, we just finished the fender assembly. We're going to move on to the front wheel now. Your bike comes with a skewer axle like this. I'm going to go ahead and take the nut off this side of it and one of the springs. You always want to make sure the lever part goes on the opposite side of the brake rotor. Always make sure the small side of the spring goes on first. Then you put your nut on there. I want to get it super tight, just snug enough. Now what you're going to want to do is lift the bike up and put the wheel on. So just want to lift the bike up from the headset, roll the wheel up under it. It should just slip right on like that. All right, so you're going to want to go ahead and straddle the bike with both your knees like this. Hold it too. You're going to want to put this hand on the nut and this hand on the lever and just tighten it down. Tighten it till it's snug. You don't want it to be super tight, but you do want it to be pretty tight. Always make sure the lever faces the rear of the bike. Every Motivator comes with an optional basket. You can put it on the front here if you want, but we're not gonna include that today. We're just gonna move on. So always just throw the seat in there, open the clamp up, throw the tube in there, tighten it back up, that's it. Next are your pedals. They're going to be marked with an L and an R for left and right. So can't really get that mixed up. Make sure your pedal's facing up, that way it's easier. You always want to make sure you spin it towards the front of the bike, thread it on. Same thing for the right side. Put the crank, coerce it in there, carry wrench on, spin it on there. Alright, so that's the assembly for the Motivator Plus. We'll catch you on the next one.